James Bond is a fictional British Secret Intelligence Service agent, created by British journalist and novelist Ian Fleming in 1952. He appeared in a series of 12 novels, 2 short stories, and played by 7 actors since 1962. Both Ian Fleming and actors who played him made him who he is, Bond, James Bond. Hi guys, I'm Christina Chichura. James Bond is commonly known as MI6 007 and is a Royal Naval Reserve Commander. He is a tall, athletic, handsome agent in his 30s or 40s, resembling American singer Hoagy Carmichael and Ian Fleming. He has several vices, including drinking, smoking, gambling, luxury cars, and women. He is an exceptional marksman and skilled in unarmed combat, skiing, swimming, and golfing. He is based on secret agents Ian Fleming came across during his time in the Naval Intelligence Division during World War II. John Pearson, who wrote a fictional biography of Bond, gives Bond a birth date on November 11, 1920. And in a fictional obituary purportedly published in the Times, Bond's parents were given as Andrew Bond from Scotland and Monique Delacroix from Switzerland. The name James Bond came from the American ornithologist James Bond, a Caribbean bird expert. Fleming, a keen birdwatcher himself, later explained, "It struck me that this brief, unromantic, Anglo-Saxon and yet very masculine name was just what I needed. I wanted the simplest, dullest, plainest sounding name I could find. Exotic things would happen to and around him, but he would be a neutral figure." Bond's code number 007 comes from one of the British Naval Intelligence key achievements of World War I, the breaking of the German diplomatic code. Subsequently, if material was graded 00, it meant it was highly classified. Bond is known for his love for cars and drives different makes of Bentley, Aston Martin, and BMWs. His most famous car is the silver-gray Aston Martin DB5, first seen in Goldfinger. Sean Connery was the first actor to play James Bond. Connery's depiction of Bond in Dr. No affected Fleming's interpretation of the character to give Bond both a sense of humor and a Scottish antecedents. Connery's physical prowess and sexual magnetism in the role came to be closely identified with the character. Connery made Bond look dapper, witty, and cool. Because of Sean Connery, Bond became an instantly recognizable character. David Niven was Fleming's choice for the role, but even though, according to the directors, it was an intelligent choice and Niven portrayed Bond perfectly, the way Fleming wanted, some directors said that he didn't seem to be a killer and didn't have the edge Connery had. George Lazenby received mixed reviews. Some named him the worst Bond depictions, calling him dull and stiff, and some as a more vulnerable and human characterization of Bond. Roger Moore didn't want to imitate Connery or his other characters, as the role was built around him, giving him a more comedy scenes and a light-hearted feel, made him too nice and well-mannered, and to give him a more tougher appeal, they gave him a Smith & Wesson 44mm Magnum. A number of Moore's personal preferences were transferred into his characterization of Bond. His taste for Cuban cigars and his wearing of safari suits were assigned to the character. Timothy Dalton's Bond was a serious one, dark, cold, emotional, stern, ruthless, showing little humor and focused as a killer with little time for fun and indulgence. Dalton's interpretation of the character came from his desire to see a darker Bond, less of a womanizer, tougher and closer to the character Ian Fleming wrote about. Pierce Brosnan exemplified a high degree of suaveness, elegance, charm, and wit, successfully combining the character's Englishness with a classless internationalism, displaying an air of coolness, grace, which made him believable as an international playboy, if not purely as an assassin. Despite the negative press on his appointment, Daniel Craig was widely praised by critics and former Bonds after the release of Casino Royale, believing him to have been the first actor to truly nail Fleming's character in the book. Steven Spielberg called Craig the perfect 21st century Bond. He is 007 as conceived by Ian Fleming, a professional killing machine, a charming, cold-hearted patriot with a taste for luxury. By 2012, James Bond had become such a symbol of the United Kingdom that character played by Craig appeared in the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics as Queen Elizabeth II escort. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos.